What's your addiction? The first step to overcoming any addiction, such as alcohol, tobacco, sex, drugs, lying or gambling addiction, is always to admit that you have a problem, and it is not easy. Now is the time to make a plan to quit your addiction, get help, and prepare for the obstacles you will face. If you want to learn how to overcome this habit and live life to the full again, keep watching. If you or someone you love is suffering from an addiction and you need advice, you can find a list of organizations that can help you online, whatever country you live in. Step 1. Write down the harmful effects of your addiction. It may not feel good to admit in what ways your addiction is hurting you, but seeing the list on paper will help you decide to quit the habit as soon as possible. Grab a pen and paper and brainstorm a list of all the negative effects you've experienced since the addiction began. Consider why you are addicted. Ask yourself what your addiction is keeping you from doing or what your addiction has done for you. Consider how your addiction affects your physical health. Are you more at risk of getting cancer, heart disease or any other disease as a result of your addiction? Perhaps you have already noticed the harmful physical effects of addiction. Make a list of how your addiction is harming you mentally. Are you ashamed of your addiction? Addictions often led to depression, anxiety, shame and embarrassment, along with other mental and emotional problems. How did your addiction affect your relationships with other people? Does it prevent you from spending time with the people you love or spending enough time to build new relationships? Some addictions cause great financial loss. Write down the money you had to spend every day, every week and every month to feed your addiction. Consider if your addiction is affecting your job. What kind of troubles does your addiction cause during the day? For example, if you smoke, you may be tired of having to leave the office every time you want to smoke. Step 2. Make a list of the positive changes you want in your life. Now that you have listed all the negative effects of your addiction, think about how your life will improve when you break this habit. Visualize your life after getting rid of addiction. How do you want your life to look like? Perhaps you will feel a sense of freedom that you haven't felt in years. You will have more time for people, hobbies and other enjoyable things. You will be able to save money again. You will know that you are doing everything in your power to stay healthy. You will immediately begin to feel the physical improvements. You will feel proud and confident again. Step 3. Write down your decision to quit your addiction. A list of concrete reasons to quit your addiction will help you stick to your plan in the long run. Your reasons for quitting should be more important to you than continuing your addiction. This is a formidable mental handicap, but it is the first necessary step to quitting any addiction. Letting go of your addiction is in your hands, not others. Write down the real, concrete reasons for ending this habit. Only you know what these are. Here are a few examples. Decide to quit because you want the energy to live life to the full again. Decide to quit as you run out of money to continue your habit. Decide to quit because you want to be a better wife. Decide to quit because you want to be able to meet your grandchildren one day. Step 4. Set a date to quit. If you are not so sure that cutting the habit like a knife will work for you, this date is not tomorrow. Do not set a date that is more than a month away because you may lose your determination by then. Set a date in the next few weeks. This gives you enough time to prepare mentally and physically. Set a date that has meaning for you to motivate you. Birthday, Father's Day, daughter's graduation. Mark the date on your calendar and explain it to your relatives. Prepare for it so you don't back down when that day comes. Get the medical or physical support you need. Step 5. Get personal and professional support. It may not seem like that to you right now, but you will need as much support as possible on your journey to overcome your addiction. Because many people struggle with their addictions, there are many great organizations that act as a support system, help you stay motivated, give you tips to succeed, and encourage you to try again if you start off wrong. Look for in-person and online support groups designed to help people with the type of addiction you're struggling with. Many resources are free. Make an appointment with a skilled therapist to help people overcome their addiction. Find someone you can talk to comfortably so you can trust him over the coming months. Cognitive behavioral therapy, motivational interviewing, Gestalt techniques, and life skills training are methods that have proven successful in those trying to overcome addictions. The therapeutic environment offers you privacy and ensures that treatment is based on your needs and goals. Get support from your closest loved ones and friends. Tell them how important this is to you. If you have a substance addiction, ask them not to use it around you. Identify the triggers. Everyone has certain triggers that cause them to automatically turn to their habits. For example, if you are struggling with alcohol addiction, it may be difficult for you to resist the craving to drink when you go to a particular restaurant. If you have a gambling addiction, walking by the casino on your way home from work can make you feel compelled to get there. Knowing the triggers will help you stay away from them when it's time to quit the habit. Stress is often the trigger for all addictions. Some situations, for example parties or other social conversations, can act as a trigger. Some people can be a trigger. Step 6. Start reducing the habit you are addicted to. Start by reducing usage instead of cutting it right away. This makes it easier for many to quit the habit. Apply this habit less often and keep reducing it regularly until the day you quit completely. Prepare the environment. Remove anything that reminds you of your addiction from your home, car, and workplace. Get rid of all the objects that accompany your habit and other items that remind you of your habit. Replace these objects with objects that will help you feel positive and calm. Fill your fridge with healthy foods. Get yourself some good books or DVDs. Place candles and other aesthetically pleasing items inside the house. Consider redecorating your bedroom, relocating furniture or buying some new decorative pillows. Changing your environment gives you a new sense of beginning. Stop the behavior that you are addicted to as planned. When the big day comes, keep your promise to yourself and let go. The first few days will be difficult. Keep yourself busy and stay positive. You are moving towards a life free of addiction. Step 7. Fill in time. If you need something to distract, try exercising, taking up a new hobby, cooking, or hanging out with your friends. Joining a new club, a sports team, or a different community will help you make new friends and start a new addiction-free era in your life. Positive social interactions allow the release of neurochemicals that create a sense of happiness and satisfaction without the need for drugs. Exercise causes the secretion of endorphins secreted during addiction, so you may hear the term runner intoxication from time to time. Exercise can open many windows to new and better health and can reduce the effects of abstinence by giving you something else to feel good about. Stay away from triggers. Stay away from things, people and places that make you want to go back to old habits. You may need to adopt a completely different routine for a while until the most difficult period passes. Step 8. Do not succumb to the desire to make rational. The physical and mental pain caused by abstinence and addiction is real, and you will probably start telling yourself that it's okay to come back to that habit. Don't listen to that voice telling you to start over, and don't give up on yourself when things get tough. It will be worth all your pain in the end. The general rational approach is the idea that this is a free country, or we will all die sooner or later. Resist this defeatist approach. Refer to the list of reasons you have listed to remember why you did this. Think about why quitting is more important than being addicted. Talk to support groups and your therapist whenever you feel the danger of returning to your habit. Step 9. If your habit relapses, don't let it be the end of the journey. Everyone can make mistakes from time to time. This doesn't mean you give up and go back to the habit you were addicted to. If your habit relapses, review what happened and decide what changes you can make if this happens again. Then gather yourself and start over. The relapse of the habit is a step forward in this process. You should not see them as failures. New habits take time to fully settle. Instead of giving up, stick to your plan. Don't let guilt and shame take over if your habit recurs. You are doing your best and all you can do is move on. Step 10. Celebrate your success. Give yourself a treat when you reach a goal you set, no matter how small. Getting rid of addiction is hard work, and you deserve to reward yourself. And finally, please like and subscribe if you got some inspiration.